I like to start these videos out with a little joke or something like that, but this time, well, let's just get things started. Hello everyone, I'm Joshua Gillespie and welcome back to the Muppets 2015 vlogs. Today we'll be looking at the 8th episode of the show, Too Hot to Handler, with guest star Chelsea Handler. So, first, let's look at the story. Scooter has a crush on Chelsea Handler, and when he books her on the show, he finds out that the perfect man she is looking for is exactly who he is, so he hooks up with her. Unfortunately though, things go a little too fast for him. That's that story. But there's another story, and Fozzie is planning to ask Becky to move into his apartment with him. However, Kermit is unsure if this is the right thing for him to do because he's only been dating Becky for 12 weeks.
This is the longest relationship of my life by 11 whole weeks.
So, in a way to get to know her better, Kermit and Denise go on a double date with Fozzie and Becky to Rolf's Tavern for trivia night.
And they got amazing prizes like beer. Maybe it's just beer.
And during it, Becky is looking at her cell phone and Kermit suspects her of cheating, and then there's this logic.
If she's willing to do that to win a bucket of beers or a food item of comparable value, don't you think I should let Fozzie know?
Which leads Kermit to confront Becky about cheating, and then
You thought I was cheating?
Well, you were looking at your phone.
Kermit, the only reason I was on my phone is that I was on eBay.
Okay.
So Fozzie's mad at him for all of 6 minutes, and that's all wrapped up.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, when's Becky moving in?
Not that soft. I never asked her. Way too big of a step. You can't rush these things.
Yeah.
Can I get a fan in here? I'm boiling.
Okay, what did I like about this episode? Well, I like that this is an episode about Kermit and Fozzie. Not Kermit and Miss Piggy or Kermit dealing with all the other Muppets. Kermit and his best friend. Another thing I really liked is Rizzo and Pepe. They have the funniest line in the entire episode.
Chelsea was fun, but I don't think I'm gonna see her again.
What?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, you must trust your heart.
Yeah.
Because your heart is never wrong.
Yeah, she got way too physical, way too fast.
I stand corrected. Your heart is very, very stupid.
And finally, I just like that they spent more time at Rolf's. I like that Rolf is getting more screen time. Now if we could only get Walter. I read somewhere, I don't remember who said it, I think it was one of my friends, was like, what if this whole documentary thing was just Walter the entire time behind the camera? That would be a clever idea. But what did I not like about this episode? Pretty much everything else. While I do like that this is a story about Kermit and Fozzie, the story itself is just I hate stories like this in shows where we're making a conflict and then it's all resolved, so it's like, why did it doesn't even matter. It's unless in a future episode Becky brings up like not being able to trust Kermit after this incident, I stand by that this is just a pointless story. Even Scooter with Chelsea Handler, they could have gone so much further with this idea, but they didn't. That's my main issue, is this feels like any other sitcom episode. the last episode had the explosions and Beaker with the air conditioning and all that and the coffee on his face. That was so Muppety. You couldn't do that in other shows. You gotta take the fact that you have these characters who can be beaten up and abused and go so far out there. But yet this one feels so safe. And that makes no sense to me. And also, the electric mayhem in this episode, I get it. They're potheads. If you didn't realize that by now, well, surprise. What makes it work is when it's done subtly, but it's not the entire character. And that's the problem in this episode, is that's all they are potheads. And they think Kermit's a robot, and it's just so confusing. And it comes out of nowhere, and it just leads nowhere. It felt like it was a joke that if they just said like, oh, I think Kermit might be, what if Kermit's a robot now, or something like that, you know, it could have been funny. But instead, this episode, if you couldn't tell, is my least favorite so far. And after how good the last one was, I'm just so, I guess that makes me extra disappointed, because I was so excited that they were going in this direction. It was going in the right direction, and then this is just so disappointing. Hopefully the next one will be better. There's 2 episodes left before the mid-season finale. Oh man, I have pretty much liked every episode of this show so far, except for this one. Something I do before doing these reviews is I watch the episode pretty much 3, 4, 5 times, even when I'm doing it on when I have the review on schedule. I watch it so many times just to make sure there's nothing I missed. I don't remember what episode it was, but there ended up being something I really liked that I didn't notice the first time. So seeing it again, I was like, whoa, okay, this is cool. But this one, I could barely get through it a second time. The scene where Kermit is trying to confront Becky just was so cringe-inducing, because it's like, that's not Kermit to me. Kermit wouldn't do something like that. Oh, this just feels like filler. This feels like an episode that's just there that really does nothing. And it pains me to say this, but this episode you can just skip. If you enjoyed it, tell me why, please. I would love to know why. I truly would. It just did nothing for me, and I'm really hoping the next one will be better. It's got Dave Grohl, and that's got me excited. And I saw a picture of Gonzo in a cannon, so that's got me excited. Hopefully this next episode and the one after it will be better. This one just felt like it was just rushed out. That's just how I felt about it. This whole episode felt overall, because I didn't hear my friends talking about it after it aired. I didn't hear, usually I hear from my friends who work on the show stuff like, oh yeah, this scene was so cool, or yeah, this was so awesome to do. This one, it just kind of came and went. And that's a shame. So, yeah. Too Hot to Handler is an episode of The Muppets that you can skip. Better luck next week. But anyway, I'm Joshua Gillespie, and thank you for watching.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna ask her out.
So, why are you standing like that with your hands on your hips? You look like one of those little girls in a beauty pageant.
See, and not the winner.
No.